Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a Maliketh's Black Blade build in Elden Ring. Now I was showing you the stats if we head it as soon as we can get it around 120 and all the way up to 150 and beyond. So this is a very fun weapon, and this requires 34 strength, 12 dexterity, and 20 faith to acquire and hold. So we need to get those stats obviously as soon as possible. So if you were at level 120-ish when you first get this weapon, you're going to want to have the 34 strength. Even if you go with 30 strength and two-hand the weapon, that'll allow you to use it. But yeah, the 34 strength and 12 dexterity. I put on the Millicent's prosthesis here, which gives us 5 more points, but this can also go into anything like the Carrion Filigree crest or whatever you else would like to put on. But at level 150, I got 50 vigor, 20 mind, 36 endurance, 60 strength, 12 dexterity to equip it, 25 faith, which will allow us to cast Golden Vow, and it increases the damage of our skill a little bit and the holy damage, and then 16 arcane, and I'll show you why, because 16 arcane is not a bad thing to have as well. So as for this build, the regular way you want to go about it is using your jump attacks to start combat if you can, but you can see there it hits in a huge area of effect, so the attacks are really useful. And you can also go with charge attack there. That did 1700 damage, which is incredible, and it can break posture fairly easily. So yeah, just look at the kickback on that weapon. It's nuts. Even without charging your heavy, you can still do 1200 damage, which is enough to one-shot those Albinarics. But the best part about this weapon is its weapon art. So you can do this and it'll inflict damage over time, similar to whenever we fight Maliketh himself. He deals all that extra damage too. This is without even using buffs. I'll be showing you what the buffs we want to apply here, but the Carrion Filigree crest allows us to cast this a little bit more, which is really nice because it just does a ton of damage. So typically in combat we want to get in close with this weapon. This is a colossal sword. They do hit very hard, but do take a little bit of wind up to get. So jump attacks are really useful in this case because of that effect there that you get from hitting with it. But overall, I'll be going over the spells and overall interactions that you want to bring along with the items. So once we sit down here, I'll be showing you the wondrous physics. So I go with the opaline bubble tier to reduce the next damage of the attack that you get hit with, and I really like the stone barb crack tier because this will increase your posture damage quite a bit, so you'll get those critical hits off, and they are also useful to get yourself time to heal. But if you want, you can also use the crimson crystal heart to give yourself a little bit of extra healing, or FP. Also the stamina recovery ones are pretty useful too, but you can go with a holy shroud and crack tier, but it's not going to boost your holy damage a whole lot, so I just like to stick with those two. It helps you take your next hit and not get hurt. But then also for the spells that we got, I like Flame Grant Me Strength. Swarm of Flies is a really useful thing because we can put on the white mask, which is just a helmet that's going to give us a big buff to our damage after bleed is inflicted, and we can use Swarm of Flies to trigger bleed really quickly. I also have Rotten Breath. Vike's Dragon Bolt won't work on here, but I'll show you what this is going to look like with the white mask and our Flame Grant Me Strength. So if we put the white mask on, you get a damage boost of 10% after you inflict blood loss buildup, which we can literally just start combat with the white mask on and trigger bleed right away. So the typical way of going about this would we want to do Flame Grant Me Strength, which is going to increase our damage overall, and then switch to Swarm of Flies, which will trigger the blood loss buildup, and then trigger our extra damage. And we're going to get a nice little red aura around this while it's active. So you can see the character model there has that red around them. That is from the Lord of Blood's Exaltation. The only issue with colossal swords is I find that their arcs are weird when we're on slanted ground, but you can see there we're hitting for like 1000 damage roughly each swing, 1200 there. So definitely doing some extra damage. We can do this. We do the same amount of damage as our R2 attack now with our R1. So yeah, we have 1400 damage there. Wow, that is just incredible. So yeah, this build goes really hard. The Maliketh's Black Blade is a whole lot of fun to use, and if you get surrounded, you can just drop this here, and it'll go, oh nice, knock them right off the edge, but it'll inflict the damage over time, allowing you to get yourself a bit of a breather. But yeah, big fan of jump attacks with this weapon, but even still, it does normal, like a lot of damage alongside holy damage. Now, holy damage isn't the most useful damage type in the game, but this is still a really fun weapon to use, and it looks cool with the Maliketh's armor. But yeah, that is a level 120 to level 150. If you're going past that and you want to go higher, I would recommend putting your faith up to use a bit of different incantations. And we didn't even use Exeg's Decay, which is a dragon breath that applies Scarlet Rot. We can get the faith up to whatever you want for spells. Now put some more stats into your mind to be able to use your weapon art, and then endurance so that we can even equip ourselves with another great colossal sword. So There's lots of ways we can go about this build, but yeah, this is a very fun weapon to use. So if you found this video useful, please hit that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.